Good morning and welcome. I'm Craig Wells, the board president of the Orange County Museum of Art. On behalf of the entire Board of Trustees, it's my great pleasure to welcome you to this preview of our wonderful new home at Segerstrom Center for the Arts. It's taken a long journey to get us here. And if I can quote from yesterday's Christopher Knight review in the LA Times calendar, it's the dawn of a new day. "60 years ago this month, 13 visionary women decided in Newport Beach to take it upon themselves to turn the second floor of the Balboa Pavilion into an art gallery for the public. So began one of the earliest contemporary art museums in all of California. It presented forward-looking solo exhibitions of artists such as Morris Graves and Richard Diebenkorn, and cutting-edge group shows of California hard edge painting and the West Coast pop of Ed Ruscha and Joe Good. Since then, our name has changed. We've moved a few times, but the spirit that motivated those 13 women, the drive to connect people with art and artists, remains with us today. So that's why we're thrilled to have this inauguration of this astonishing new building here at Segerstrom Center for the Arts, where we have a much more central location in the county, significantly increased gallery space, and an inviting public area to enable us to advance our mission to engage the public through art. I have had the honor of serving as the board president for 14 years, and I want to thank all of the trustees, past and present, all of our donors, past and present, and all the community members and leaders who have believed in OCMA and in this project. And we have all worked tirelessly together since 2008 to make this long-term dream a reality. Now it is my pleasure to introduce a leader who is every bit as bold and visionary as the women who founded the museum 60 years ago. Please welcome our CEO and director, Heidi Zuckerman.
Good morning. This is so exciting to sit here and look at all of you as you are looking at the building. You know, when you go into the museum, you'll see that we have 5 suggested tools on how to look at art. And the very first one is to just ground yourself and inhale and exhale. So I'm going to just do that for a second before I start my comments. So Craig Wells, thank you so much. You have skillfully leaded us to this moment, and we are forever grateful. 14 years. You know how long that is to serve and to be the chairman of a museum? I think that is incredibly heroic and deserves a round of applause. I'm so excited to welcome everyone here to the new OCMA on the campus of the Segerstrom Center for the Arts. And by that, I mean welcome everyone, not just today, but every day. Our mission here is to enrich the lives of people in a diverse and fast-changing community. We carry out this work with the conviction that access to art is a basic human right. It's not a privilege. And we want to provide that access in such a way that everyone here feels welcome and at home. That's why we're so grateful to our brilliant architects, Tom Main and Brandon Welling of Morphosis, because they understood that we wanted in a building, most of all, an invitation, a beckoning to the entire community to come inside and to experience what it is that we have to offer. Tom and Brandon have given us a building with a seamless connection between the outside and the inside. It's a glimpse that allows people passing by on the Avenue of the Arts to see what's happening in the galleries. And a magical terrace, a grand staircase, a variety of public spaces for people to experience what we have to offer, sometimes without even going in the museum. If the past 2 years have taught us anything, it's how much we need the experience of communal spaces, where new connections can be made, where unexpected conversations can happen, and where the sparks of creativity can fly. That's what Tom and Brandon and their team have given us in this building, and that's what we're able to achieve here at the Segerstrom Center for the Arts. We're the last piece of the cultural puzzle. We are the final embodiment of this grand design and Henry Segerstrom's goal and dream. And just as you feel that there's no hard and fast barrier in our building between outside and inside, there's no economic barrier to participating in our exhibitions and programs. Thanks to a generous donation from Lugano Diamonds, admission to the Orange County Museum of Art will be free when we open to the public tomorrow at 5 p.m., and it will remain free for at least the next 10 years. I think that deserves that applause. We are welcoming and open in spirit, and we are ambitious. This museum has an impressive history of organizing exhibitions and presenting programs. We're going to open with 5 expansive new exhibitions that honor our past, acknowledge the present, and point to our future. The theme that we've selected for our opening is looking back to look forward. And that starts with bringing back an exhibition that helped define this museum, a show that for decades was one of the most important surveys of California art. We're reviving the California Biennial. The California Biennial was how I first learned about OCMA. This is when I would come and visit the museum every 2 years to know what I needed to know about what was happening in California. And now we're bringing it back to honor that legacy, showcasing new generations of creativity in our state. We're also celebrating our history with the exhibition 13 Women. This too is an ambitious show presented in multiple rotations, each centered around the work of 13 trailblazing women artists from our permanent collection. Like the 13 women who founded OCMA, these artists are undaunted spirits who have the courage to pursue their own visions. Our opening exhibitions also pay tribute to Fred Eversley, who had a groundbreaking exhibition here at this museum in 1976, and also to the landscape architect Peter Walker, who has played a major role in making this area such a beautiful destination. And our 5th exhibition, we have a major new installation by one of today's most exciting artists, Sanford Biggers. There you go, he's looking down upon us to welcome all of you here. He has created a reclining river god who holds in his arm a cornucopia, a symbol of abundance and welcome for our community. We are kicking everything off tomorrow with a 24-hour opening celebration. You guys have probably heard about it. Just like the free admission, people are like, really? 24 hours? Really? Yes, yes, yes. So we'll start at 5 p.m. and we'll go until 5 p.m. on Sunday. We have tours of the museum, we have musical performances, we have art making, we have all sorts of food, we have a silent disco with 3 different DJs that you can choose from. We have movies for insomniacs, we have sunrise yoga, we have ceremonial matcha, we have tons of things. And I hope that we will surprise you. I hope that you will discover artists that you haven't seen before. I hope that you'll see familiar artists in different and unexpected ways. As you know, none of this is possible. The engagement with the artists, the exhibitions, the programs, or their wonderful site, none of it would be possible without our generous and far-reaching support of our trustees and patrons. In just a minute, I'm going to introduce you to one person whose name stands out. First, though, I want to acknowledge Dave Muller, who is an artist in our collection and who accepted my invitation to DJ this ribbon cutting today. I've been in Orange County about 20 months, and I have been overwhelmed by the support of this community, by its entrepreneurialism, by its innovation, by the number of people here who have made something out of nothing and who have created greatness and brilliance. So I want to introduce one name that stands out among many. I'm delighted to introduce a longtime supporter and trustee of OCMA, the lead donor to the Anton and Jennifer Segerstrom Permanent Collection Pavilion. Please join me in expressing our thanks and welcome to Anton Segerstrom.
Thank you, Heidi. Well, this is a great day for Orange County, for the trustees, members, and audiences of OCMA, and especially for those of us who've been involved so long with Segerstrom Center for the Arts. For me personally, this day has special meaning. It's a realization of a dream of our family and the culmination of 16 years of personal hard work on this project. We came to Orange County as a farming family. Everything you see around you used to be lima beans. My father, Henry Segerstrom, had a vision and a drive to believe that those fields could be made into the thriving modern area that we're gathered today. He once told me that all great civilizations had a cultural component. He believed in the power of arts and its ability to elevate communities. Our personal family has had close to a 60-year relationship with this museum. My mother, Yvonne Segerstrom, was an accomplished artist and an early volunteer, docent at the Balboa Pavilion Gallery. She exposed our family to visual arts and frequently took me to art exhibitions growing up. I particularly remember her taking me to a Especially for Children show organized by Sterling Holloway, the Balboa Pavilion Gallery, in 1965. I was 8 and made a wonderful and lasting impression on me. Visual arts has always been part of the plan for South Coast Plaza and for the Segerstrom Center for the Arts. You can see evidence of the plan in the Richard Serra sculpture, the Richard Lippold sculpture penetrating the performing arts portal, or Sama Noguchi's California scenario. As a longtime supporter of the Orange County Museum of Art, I can tell you we too had a vision. We want this kind of public presence for our exhibitions and our programs. Now, a new Orange County Museum of Art is part of the Segerstrom Center for the Arts, fulfilling a vision of both institutions and making this place unique among art centers. At $94 million, this facility represents the most money ever invested in visual arts in Orange County. It is a gift to the community and will alter the cultural landscape of Southern California. As a trustee of OCMA, I was fortunate to be involved with selecting the architect to create the new home for OCMA, the final piece of the Segerstrom Center for the Arts campus. It was abundantly clear to us that Morphosis was the perfect choice to take OCMA to the next chapter. All through the design phase and construction process, we knew we were in the best of hands. It has been deeply rewarding to work with Tom Main and Brandon Welling. Tom and Brandon have been extraordinarily faithful to this project, having worked on it for 14 years. We are grateful for their loyalty and their perseverance. It is my pleasure to introduce the architect who designed this extraordinary new home for OCMA, our partner from Morphosis, Brandon Welling.
Thank you, Craig, Anton, Heidi. We're excited to be part of this significant milestone for Segerstrom Center for the Arts. I want to just acknowledge the vision of both institutions toward bringing the museum to this particular site, adding visual arts to performing arts and completing a center for creativity and expression in the heart of Orange County. As design professionals, we understand the importance of arts programming within a community and the impact a space like this can have. Throughout the entire design process, we have endeavored to create a fundamentally public building with an emphasis on transparency, engagement, and the prioritization of education and accessible outdoor spaces. What does that mean exactly? It means that the education pavilion, which you see hovering above us, is in the most important and dynamic space in the building. It means we've doubled the gallery space from the previous museum, and it means that they're filled with light and spaces that are open to all. And we've created an enormous rooftop terrace, an extension of the plaza and public space of the center. A place for art, people, festival, dialogue, contemplation, and shared experience that we all need now more than ever. I keep using the word we because I lead and represent a large and talented team of architects and designers, as well as an even larger team of engineers and specialty consultants who make our vision possible. Many of them are here today, and I want to thank each and every one of you. I also want to thank O'Connor Consulting, Mike O'Connor, Clark Construction, our contracting partner. They are truly the best, and they lead a group of the most capable specialty contractors in the country. We're very lucky to have all of them. Finally, the completion of the project marks an important moment for Morphosis. It's our first art museum. And we're so happy that this project is here, so close to our home in Los Angeles, and reflects the Southern California ethos, which is so a part of our practice. So I say it is our museum, but in fact it is your museum. It's your museum, OCMA, it's your museum, Segerstrom Center for the Arts, it's your museum, Costa Mesa, and it's your museum, Orange County. Please make good use of it. Thank you.
I love that challenge to all of us. Yeah, we're going to make really good use of it. This is an extraordinary building. This is an extraordinary opportunity. This is an extraordinary building. And this is an extraordinary city. Costa Mesa is known as the city of the arts, and we are so proud to make our home here and to play a leading role in making the arts a part of the fabric of this wonderful community. So on that note, it is my honor and pleasure and privilege to introduce John Stevens, the mayor of Costa Mesa, the city of the arts.
Thank you. What's that? No, they have a nice shelf for my certificate right here. It's beautiful. They think of everything here at OCMA. So I am John Stevens. I'm the mayor of the great city of Costa Mesa. Welcome to Costa Mesa. You're all in Costa Mesa. Let's hear it for Costa Mesa. Since I am the mayor of Costa Mesa, I thought it might be appropriate to make some connections between this building and the great city of Costa Mesa. Some historical, some contemporary, and some forward-looking connections. I'm joined today, by the way, I would be remiss if I didn't say Manuel Chavez, who is our council member, and Arliss Reynolds here. Let's give it up for them. So last Saturday, I was at an event. We reopened the Diego Sepulveda Adobe. The Diego Sepulveda Adobe was also donated to the city of Costa Mesa by the Segerstrom family. Thank you very much. And it is the oldest structure in the city of Costa Mesa and the third oldest structure in the county of Orange. And the Diego Sepulveda Adobe was a place where missionaries traveling north from the south would stop and they would rest before they would take their one-day journey to my town where I grew up, San Gabriel, to go to the San Gabriel mission. They would stop and they would rest. This is a place where people will stop and they will rest. Our newest building in the great city of Costa Mesa. And don't we need it, ladies and gentlemen? Don't we need a time to rest? Isn't there a lot of anxiety in your heart? And I love it, Heidi, when you say, put your feet down, take a deep breath in and take a deep breath out. A place to do that here and to enjoy art. What a place. And what a connection between our oldest building and the building that we're about to cut the ribbon on. And then it occurred to me we cut the ribbon in a more contemporary reference to a building in Costa Mesa where there's some similarities. We cut the ribbon in May of 2019, just before the pandemic, to our library. And perhaps it's coincidence or perhaps it's divine intervention, but you'll notice our library, the Donald Dungan Library, has many similar architectural features that you'll see here at OCMA. It's open in many ways. It's got clear glass. It's white. It's inviting, and it's open to everybody. And it beckons people to come in to the library to enjoy literature, to enjoy reading, just like this building does. It beckons us in to enjoy art and to rest and to relax, and what we need in this time. Finally, the last connection I'll make is to the core values of the city of Costa Mesa. Manuel and Arliss and myself and the other council members and the city staff, Jason Minter, who's here, Lorianne Farrell-Harrison, our city manager, is here. We work on the core values. Now, I don't know how many cities do that. I don't know whether they do it in other cities, but we do in the city of Costa Mesa, and we commit to these core values. We have 6 of them. One of them is inclusion. A core value of the city of Costa Mesa is inclusion. We could have picked any word or any value. That's one of the 6. Because Costa Mesa is for everyone. And in fact, so is the Orange County Museum of Art. Costa Mesa, and in many places of Orange County, in Santa Ana, for example, there's a lot of people in Costa Mesa, some 47% of our residents that live below the poverty line. They'll be welcome in here. There are no barriers. This is not an exclusive museum. This is an inclusive museum, just like the great city of Costa Mesa is an inclusive city. Finally, so of the 6, I'll share one more of our core values, which is collaboration. And I will say that we are committed at the great city of Costa Mesa to collaborate for years and years and years to come. Just like we've collaborated with the County of Orange on the library, we will collaborate with the Orange County Museum of Art, and we will make a better community. We will make a community where we're feeding our souls, feeding our minds, and expanding our heart in the great city of Costa Mesa, la corazón de Orange County. Now we have to take a photo.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Stevens. We are incredibly honored to be here in Costa Mesa. Whoops. Technology is with us all the time. So, in addition to having Mayor Stevens with us today, we are honored also to have with us California State Assemblywoman Cotty Petrie Norris. She represents California's 74th District. Please join me in welcoming Assemblywoman Cotty Petrie Norris to the podium.
Well, thank you, Heidi, and good morning, everyone. This really is such an exciting day for Orange County and really for all of Southern California. I am Assemblywoman Cotty Petrie Norris, and I'm just thrilled to be able to join you today to celebrate the grand opening of the Orange County Museum of the Arts. This really is going to be such a tremendous, tremendous resource for Costa Mesa, for Orange County, for Southern California. And I just want to commend Heidi, you and your team, for your focus on education and on making this space accessible for our youngest citizens and our youngest patrons. And I also just want to commend you on your emphasis to make this space accessible and open, and as you said, free for at least the next 10 years. And I think that deserves another round of applause. And I also just want to say a heartfelt thank you to everyone who has been part of making this tremendous vision a reality. The donors, the trustees, everyone who donated and gave of their time, their talent, and their treasure to make this spectacular place a reality. So another round of applause for all of you who have been part of this. And with that, I'm really thrilled to be able to, on behalf of the California Legislature, present this Assembly resolution, Heidi, to you and to your team and to the Orange County Museum of Art. Thank you. You're popular, your friends are in the end. With a lovely wall of celebratory offerings.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It is now my honor to introduce Katrina Foley, former mayor of Costa Mesa and current Orange County Supervisor and long-term supporter of this project. Please welcome Orange County Supervisor Katrina Foley.
Forgot my certificate. Good morning. So I think of all the elected officials here, I have had the privilege of being able to vote on every phase of this project. As a planning commissioner, I was able to meet with Henry and the team at Segerstrom and the designers and the consultants for the development agreement that gave us this land here. As a city council member, those meetings continued. We talked about everything from tree placement to design to where the stairs would come down, and all along the way, you knew that this was going to be something special for Orange County. And then as a county supervisor, I got to even participate at that level because we helped with the restaurant and making sure that that restaurant got open on time for this opening, and also with funding for this project. So it is one of, I think, the most exciting projects that I've had the opportunity to be a small little tiny part of along the way in this journey of public service. And it's interesting, I didn't talk to the register, but in my certificate, I titled it Orange County Museum of Art Celebrating 60 Years and New Beginnings in Costa Mesa. So a new dawn, new beginnings. I love it that 13 women started this museum, especially at this moment in time when we have a woman director leading the museum. We had women who were very integral in this project. Many of you may not know. There was a woman who was pregnant who was the project manager for this project, building a spectacular, what is going to become a world-renowned museum in the middle of a pandemic and keeping it on track, and for us to be benefiting here today to see. Our first woman mayor of Costa Mesa, Norma Herzog. She worked with Henry Segerstrom and South Coast Rep. I see Paula out there. Thanks for being here. To start the vision of the City of the Arts. Mayor Dixon, who was our former mayor, Diane Dixon, she changed the logo and the motto for Costa Mesa from Hub of the Harbor, don't ask me why, to the City of the Arts. And so it began. And then when I became mayor, I leaned into that. We started a master plan for the arts in Costa Mesa. It was modeled after what was started with this development agreement for the Theater and Arts District Plan. Remember that, Anton? It turned out way better. And then recently the city of Costa Mesa hired a manager of the arts so that we can make sure that that motto, City of the Arts, has true meaning from the private to the public and all the way through the community. As a county supervisor, I've embarked on a master plan for the arts for Orange County. And I want to share with you, we've talked all about the inclusiveness, the access, and how arts inspire and really change lives. But it's also an economic driver for our community. And sometimes that gets left out when government is involved. Government needs to lean into supporting the arts more, because just in District 2 alone, and I'm talking about the old District 2, and those of you who know what I'm talking about know, which includes Costa Mesa and Newport Beach, the total economic output for the arts is $10 billion. $10 billion. Yes, clap for that. We employ 44,000 employees. There's 22,000 businesses that support the arts. And the total tax generated from the creative community is $12 billion here. So it's important to our economic vitality to support the arts. I love the arts. The arts transformed my life. As a young girl who was very poor, I found my safe space in the ballet studio. And then as I grew older and my grandfather died, my grandma came to visit, and we found her safe space in the LACMA, Los Angeles Museum of the Art. And then later in life, when I became a mom, my mother-in-law, who is an artist herself, inspired my children to love art. And on their 12th birthdays would take the grandkids to New York to visit the museums. And that was like a meaningful moment for them. I actually found the love of my life in the museum, at the Getty Museum. It was our first date, and we've been together ever since. So yes, museums, they are places for people to contemplate, to socialize, to be enlightened, and to find love. And I am so honored to have had such a tiny little role in this museum. And I'm so proud of the work that you all did. And it also is a symbol of, if you stick with something and you have passion and purpose for something, it will happen. So that's the message I hope to leave you with. If the opening ceremonies, Heidi, are any indication of what this journey through the Orange County Museum of Art's future will bring for our community, we are in for a spectacular ride. So thank you so much. Thank you.
So thank you, Supervisor Foley. You used some of my favorite words. In addition to art, you also mentioned love. And I think that more than anything, what we all want is to be seen and heard and understood and loved. And I think art plays a significant role in doing that for our community. It's now my pleasure to introduce Lisa A. Bartlett, who is the Orange County Supervisor from District 5. Please welcome her.
So due to redistricting, you get a twofer with Supervisor Katrina Foley representing the old 2nd District and myself as Supervisor for the 5th District, which is now including Costa Mesa, Newport, and half of Irvine. It's an honor and a privilege to be here today, and I know this is a really exciting day. And being the last speaker, all of the great comments and accolades have already been said, but I can tell you that 16 years for people that are passionate about a mission like this is amazing. And you were dedicated, all the stakeholders worked together, and to see this come together with a beautiful architectural structure, with education and art and everything else that you bring to the table here, it's really going to be amazing. It's going to be fabulous for generations to come. And when you think about Orange County, we've got arts and culture everywhere, but when you take a look at Costa Mesa in particular, it's sort of the hub of arts and culture here in our county. I've had season tickets to the Seekersham Art Center, to the Broadway series, for over 30-some years. And when people think of arts and culture, you come to Orange County and you come to this area. So having this as the final piece in the puzzle here is amazing. And I think it's just going to be such a great addition to the county. And for 10 years to have it admission-free is really spectacular, because there are so many things, you know, coming through the COVID pandemic and everything else with inflation and gas at $7, to have something that is no cost to the entire community at large, where they can come and enjoy for free an amazing place like this is incredible. So just congratulations to all of the stakeholders, Heidi and Craig and everybody who worked together, your whole team, to make this a reality for everyone to enjoy is truly going to be a treasure for our county. So congratulations. I've got another certificate to provide to you. Hope you've got a big wall up there. And congratulations again for everybody pulling together, because it's not just one or two people or a small team. It takes a community. And I know that, as Supervisor Foley said, working through Planning Commission, and it's got to go to council, and it's got to go, to a multitude of different areas to get things processed. And even at the county, through our health department and everything else, at the last minute, we had to pull together permits and people who out there worked on it. No, it takes a team. It takes the community. It takes the county to pull something like this together. So congratulations on your great achievement.
Throughout these few weeks leading up to our opening tomorrow, it's been incredibly gratifying to welcome our family and friends into our new home. We have already started to fill the space with art and ideas, and it is so wonderful seeing it filled with people. It's the fulfillment of why we have built it. It's why we're here today. I want to just take a minute to acknowledge the longtime board members of the Orange County Museum of Art, Annette Wiley, Ellen Marshall, people who are sitting in the audience today who have worked on this project for decades. Albert Lopez has been on our staff for 25 years. So this is a dream of so many people, and to be able to pull off 10 events in 12 days, culminating with a 24-hour opening, I am so grateful for our staff, people who have worked here for 25 years, people who moved here to work with us specifically on this opening. It is a running joke here that we give out B12 shots in the loading dock. It's not true, but it could be. So I very much like the African proverb, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And I have the incredible honor and privilege of running the last leg of this 100-mile race, having stood on the shoulders and with the support of so many people. Mike, who built the Aspen Art Museum with me and then moved here with his wife. So many people believed in this project. When Sanford Biggers was accepting the award for the Art Sense opening gala, he described the fact that he, with a hard hat, stood with me over here and looked at what was basically like dirt and a couple pieces of steel, and with a hope and a dream, committed to the project. And everyone here today with a hope and a dream committed to a vision that couldn't yet be seen and is only realized because of everyone who is here today. So I want to give everyone a round of applause, everyone who's here, everyone who's not yet here, everyone who will be here, everyone who used to be here and is no longer here. And I want to invite our speakers to join me at the entrance. We will cut the ribbon and officially welcome you all to our new home, the Orange County Museum of Art, here in the City of the Arts. Yay! 1,